Mango and Hungrybox, one of the greatest rivalries in Melee history. These two players are complete opposites. Hungrybox, embodying careful and calculated risk-light gameplay. He slows down the match and forces his opponents to play the way he wants to. Mango, embodying pure speed and aggression, almost to a fault. If he's not in your face, he's not happy. From their well-publicized feud to their nail-biting sets, these two players are a key part of the Melee community and its storylines. The game would be weaker without them. So join me as I analyze, in depth, sets and statistics from 2014 to 2016, looking to find out how Hungrybox went from a losing to even to positive record against Mango in a space of 3 years. I'm Peebly. Let's talk Smash. Anybody familiar to Melee will know that Mango himself was once a Jigglypuff player, and a very good one at that. Mango's Puff was incredibly different from Hungrybox's. Rather than play safe and wall out his opponent with back airs, Mango's Puff would often undertake very unsafe approaches. This was the genesis of the risk-heavy gameplay that he's known for to this day. It's still said that his Puff origins can be seen in the way that he plays his Fox and Falco. When Mango first emerged on the scene, the upstart Jigglypuff main was seen as a breath of fresh air. However, as time went on, people began to resent Mango's Jigglypuff, calling it cheap and implying that Jigglypuff carried Mango. People started to root against him.
Nobody wants to see Puff. I should ask everybody in this room if they want to see Puff, but all say no. Oh, damn.
Too consistent. That's what I'm saying.
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
It's too easy for this friggin' ball of fluff. Why not just kick Mango out? Just get back on the plane.
And like you always say, Scar, it's so funny how serious that Fox is.
On top of this, Hungrybox had been rising up the rankings with his Jigglypuff. Mango saw how Hungrybox's rise had caused other players to adapt more defensive tactics when fighting Puff. In order to keep winning as Puff, Mango would also have to start playing defensively. This was not what Mango liked to do. Mango's desire to prove his detractors wrong while remaining the crowd favourite, coupled with his lack of motivation to play a defensive game, led to a switch permanently to Falco, and later Fox. In 2010, after his win at Pound 4 over Hungrybox in Puff Dittos, Mango was considered the best in the world. After Pound, Mango indulged in a brief period of sandbagging, playing secondary characters to intentionally give yourself a disadvantage and disrespect opponents, rebranding himself Scorpion Master, and playing Mario at a number of tournaments. By Genesis 2 in 2011, where he finished second behind Swedish Peach main Armada, Mango was taking Melee seriously again. In 2013, after a charity community drive, Smash Bros. Melee was chosen to appear as one of the selected fighting games at the EVO Championship Series. Mango ended up taking this tournament in losers over Ice Climber's main Wobbles, eliminating Hungrybox in the process. In October of 2013, Mango's son was born. He took a brief hiatus from serious Melee and entered tournaments with secondary characters, but in 2014, he was ready again to take Melee competition seriously and once again prove he was the best. Hungrybox emerged on the scene in 2009, placing 7th at the revival of Melee. His breakout tournament was 2009's Genesis, where he finished 3rd, losing a Jigglypuff Ditto to Mango 3-0. Hungrybox's first major tournament win was the revival of Melee 2, where a series of upsets mean that he never had to face off against Mango, who had lost twice to Canadian Ganondorf main Kage. Leading up to 2014, Hungrybox cemented himself as a strong contender in the Melee scene, finishing 3rd at EVO 2013, 2nd at the Big House 3, and 2nd at the revival of Melee 6. Despite these strong showings, when other top players were in attendance, such as Mango or Armada, Hungrybox had trouble taking home the win. Hungrybox especially had problems with Armada, who went to extreme lengths to combat Hungrybox's Jigglypuff. But that's a story for another video.
Specifically, I mean, who's really seen this? Simba Ib versus, what's his name? Jazz? Something we've never seen, but here we go. I feel like in this matchup,
Hungrybox, as the other Jigglypuff main, was often compared to Mango, whether he liked it or not, and the two players were known to dislike each other. Mango, as the far more popular player, would often call out Hungrybox on stream.
H-Box is he's the giver of free Evos. He gave me a free Evo, gave Armado a free Evo.
Yep.
Thank you, H-Box, for giving us free Evos. I appreciate it.
One day, you'll give me a free Evo too.
He'll get second at every Evo for the rest of his life, and then you got to thank him for giving you a free Evo. So I future thank you for the next Evo that I get free off H-Box. It'll happen.
And then disrespect him in game in ways such as this.
Mango. So disrespectful, Mango. That's disrespectful to everyone. To Hungrybox, to me, to you. That was just disrespectful.
Due to Mango's dislike of Hungrybox, and many players, as well as stream viewers' opinion that Hungrybox's playstyle was counter to that of what Melee should be, led to Hungrybox being something of a pariah in the community. To this day, it's rare for a crowd to cheer for Hungrybox. It's a tough life for the Puff.
That's it. That's it. He does it. And there you go. The crowd goes wild. Alex 19 hugging him. Hungrybox. And this, I guess it's just meant to be.
You know, yeah.
I guess it's just meant to be. The classic.
I think,
yeah.
Let's take a look at Hungrybox's results in 2014. He faced off against Mango at Apex, Get On My Level, MLG Anaheim, Revival of Melee 7, twice at EVO 2014, and once at Smash the Record. Before we start, I want to mention that I will not be counting Smash the Record in my statistical analysis. Mango played secondary characters against Hungrybox, and as the event was a charity tournament, I doubt Mango was taking it as seriously as he usually would. That leaves us 6 sets at 5 tournaments. Mango won all 6 of these. In 2014, Mango and Hungrybox played 25 games of Smash. Mango won 17. Hungrybox's win rate was 32%. In 2015, Hungrybox fared better. This time, he played Mango in 4 sets at 4 tournaments. Press Start, the Big House 5, EVO 2015, and CEO 2015. Hungrybox defeated Mango at the Big House 5 and again at EVO 2015 in an infamous set in which Mango committed a series of mistakes, leading to him killing himself twice on their final game. This set is also infamous for the ledge planking tactic that Hungrybox used. This time round, Hungrybox and Mango played 14 games of Melee. Hungrybox won 6 of these, a 42% win rate. Hungrybox emerged with 2 set wins, the Big House 5 and EVO, denying Mango his sought-after 3rd consecutive EVO win, the 3VO. In 2016, Mango and Hungrybox met in 14 tournaments and played 19 sets, a total of 78 games of Melee. That's double the amount of Melee they played in 2014 and 2015 combined. Hungrybox and Mango faced off at Genesis 3, PAX Arena, Battle of the 5 Gods, Pound 2016, Smash Summit 2, EGLX, DreamHack Austin, Get On My Level 2016, Lower Tier City 4, EVO 2016, Super Smash Con, Shine 2016, Smash Summit 3, and DreamHack Winter. DreamHack Winter was the only set between 2014 and 2016, not counting Smash the Record, that Mango didn't use Fox, instead opting to use Falco. DreamHack Winter was played in Sweden, and in this version of Melee, being released after the American NTST version, has a number of small tweaks, including nerfs to Fox's recovery and up smash move, key weapons in the Jigglypuff matchup. In 2016, Hungrybox took his first ever positive record over Mango, winning 41 games out of 78. a 52.6% win rate. Hungrybox converted this into 11 set wins out of a possible 19, a 58% win rate. So what changed? How did Hungrybox move from a win rate of 32 to 42 to 58%? Before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, I want to mention that I will not be discussing edge guarding in this video, as I think it deserves a video all of its own, one that I hope to make in the near future. Without further ado, let's look at the stats. When I first started studying Hungrybox's games against Mango for variables, I looked at the easiest to calculate information first, namely death percent. Damage in Melee doesn't work like in other fighting games. When you take a hit, your percentage rises. The next time you get hit, you'll go a little further. You only lose your life, or stock, when you fly past a certain point in the stage, the blast zone. Death percent is the amount of percent on your character when you fly through the blast zone. In 2014, Hungrybox's lowest death percent was 48 and highest 151. The average death percent was 101. In 2015, Hungrybox's lowest death percent was 57 and the highest was 143. The average death percent was 100.7. Finally, in 2016, Hungrybox's lowest death percent was 0 and the highest was 177. The average death percent was 100.6, 101, 100.7 and 100.6. The difference is negligible. The next piece of information to look at was the average stock time. How many seconds it took Hungrybox to lose a stock each game. In 2014, Hungrybox's shortest stock was 9 seconds, and his longest was 125. The average stock length was 47 seconds. In 2015, Hungrybox's shortest stock was 5 seconds, and his longest was 99. The average stock length was again 47 seconds. In 2016, Hungrybox's shortest stock was 11 seconds, and his longest 127. The average stock length was 48.9 seconds. An increase, but a negligible one. We can conclude that Hungrybox's survivability is not the main reason for his increased win rates in 2015 and 2016. Let's talk about grabbing. Jigglypuff has a very strong grab game, especially against fast fallers, Fox, Falco and Captain Falcon. Jigglypuff's grab lets her do her infamous up throw rest combo on Fox. It also lets her string together insane damage chains. Seeing the power that Jigglypuff's grab has, it could be safe to assume that if Hungrybox is grabbing more, he's winning more. Let's take a look at the stats. In 2014, Hungrybox landed an average of 4.28 grabs per game, 5.6 grabs on average for a win, and 3.6 grabs for a loss. 2015 Hungrybox landed an average of 4.4 grabs a game, 5 grabs on average for a win, and 4 grabs for a loss. In 2016, Hungrybox landed an average of 4.9 grabs a game, 5.4 grabs on average for a win, and 4.2 grabs for a loss. Although not a large increase, this is an increase. We can see Hungrybox is grabbing more. Up throw, up air. This combo is incredibly effective at killing Jigglypuff at mid%. From a simple up throw, Fox can send Jigglypuff to the sky and kill as low as 48%. Apart from avoiding the grab, Jigglypuff has one other way to survive this attack. Fox's up air is a 2-hit move, with the knockback contained in the second hit. The first hit of the move has something called hit lag that lasts for a small number of frames. During these frames, you can mash the control stick to teleport your character a small distance. If done correctly, you can avoid the second hit of Fox's up air. This is a key technique that Hungrybox uses to survive Mango's kill moves, as seen here, here, and here. Hungrybox famously used this technique during EVO 2016 while making his 2-stock comeback against Armada. If Fox delays his up air slightly, Fox can hit Puff with the second hit of the move only. If this happens, there's nothing to be done. Puff is going over the top.
No second hit, guys!
Let's take a look at how often Hungrybox is able to DI, or escape from, Fox's up throw, up air combo. In 2014, there were 72 up throw up air situations. That averages out to 2.9 per game. Out of the 72 up throw up airs, Hungrybox managed to DI 27, a 37.5 success rate. In 2015, there were 24 up throw up air situations, an average of 1.6 per game. Hungrybox managed to DI 33%. In 2016, there were 120 DI situations, averaging out to 1.6 a game. Hungrybox DI'd 30% of these. As a side note, the 2016 figures do not count the DreamHack Winter set where Mango played Falco. What we can see here is that once again, the 3 years are markedly consistent. The most interesting information we have here is found in the average up throw up airs per game column. We can see the decreasing trend in how frequently these situations occur. Either Hungrybox is falling victim to grab less, or Mango is simply choosing other options. Either way, it's something to note. The next statistic we are going to look at is rest. This insane move launches Jigglypuff's opponent away from the stage and deals good damage. This move can kill as early as 0%. It's one of the most potent tools in Jigglypuff's arsenal. Its strength is offset by its insane cooldown period. Jigglypuff is unable to move again for a significant period of time, enough for a downed opponent to come off the spawn platform and finish Jigglypuff's stock. Let's take a look at Hungrybox's rest statistics. In 2014, Hungrybox landed 22 rests in 25 games. This averages out to 0.88 rests per game. In 2015, Hungrybox got 15 rests from 14 games, averaging at 1.1 rest per game. 2016 Hungrybox landed 74 rests from 78 games, an average of 0.95 rests per game. Once again, there is very little difference in the average number over the 3 years. However, when we look into greater detail about Hungrybox rests, we find the first sizable clue as to Hungrybox's increased win rate. Let's take a look at the number of rests to game win ratio. In 2014, if Hungrybox does not manage to get a rest, he loses 100% of the time, a 0% win rate. If he lands one rest, then his win rate goes up to 50%, and increases again to 57% if he lands 2 rests. In 2015, if Hungrybox lands 0 rests, he wins 17% of his games. Interestingly, he wins 0% of his games where he gets 1 rest. If he gets 2 or 3 rests, he wins 100% of the time. These statistics should be taken with a grain of salt, however, as the sample size is so small. Hungrybox's 17% no rest win ratio equates to a single win, the infamous Yoshi Story game from EVO. 2016 is where we find the most interesting information on this subject. If Hungrybox gets no rests, he wins 29% of the time, a total of 8 games. If he gets 1 rest, he wins 56% of the time, a total of 18 games. 2 rests nets him 77% of games, a total of 10 game wins. If he lands 3 or 4 rests, he wins every time. That's 5 games. In 2014, if Hungrybox doesn't get a rest, he loses. In 2015, he wins 1 time if he doesn't get a rest. In 2016, he wins 29% of the time without a rest. 8 games. A huge increase. Should also be noted that his win rate when he does land a rest has increased too. Here is our first solid piece of evidence we can point to show Hungrybox's improvement. He has got better at winning without rest, and has also got better at pressing his advantage when he does rest Mango. When I compiled these statistics, I was incredibly surprised about how consistent they were across all 3 years. I expected there to be a clear difference in stock length, rests, grabs, and survival time, but as we've seen, that's not the case. Next, let's take a look at stages. When Mango and Hungrybox play, Stage wins and counter picks are so important. Let's take a closer look at their stats on the 6 tournament legal stages. Battlefield. With the exception of Apex 2014, every Mango and Hungrybox set starts on Battlefield, making this their most played stage. Let's look at the stats. 2014 Hungrybox wins 33% of his matches here. 2015 Hungrybox wins 20, and 2016 Hungrybox wins 51.9. Let's delve closer into the 2016 numbers. In 2016, Hungrybox also got into the habit of counter-picking back to Battlefield if he had already won on Dreamland, or felt like it was a better option. Battlefield is an incredibly important stage for Mango and Hungrybox. In 2016, in sets where Hungrybox won the first match on Battlefield, he would go on to win the entire set 85% of the time. If Hungrybox lost Battlefield, he would win 42% of sets. Winning Battlefield is incredibly important for both these players, although more so for Mango. Yoshi's story. Yoshi's story is Mango's counterpick, although it only emerged as such in 2015. In 2014, Mango was just as likely to take Hungrybox to Final Destination. This stage has the smallest blast zones in the game, and so is a good choice for fighting Jigglypuff. Fox's up throw up air and raw up smash will kill much earlier here than on other stages. In 2014, Hungrybox lost all the games that he played on this stage. In 2015, Mango and Hungrybox played on Yoshi's twice, with Hungrybox losing one and winning one. This was the infamous Evo game. 2016 saw them play on Yoshi's story 20 times, Mango winning 13, with Hungrybox managing to take 7 wins, a 35% win ratio, better than in previous years. His ability to defeat Mango on his strongest counter pick is one of the reasons why Hungrybox won more sets in 2016. Dreamland. Hungrybox's go-to counter pick, although recently it seems that if he loses the first game on Battlefield, he will opt to play there again. He does this mainly against more campy foxes, such as Armada, but he has taken Mango back there twice, once at EVO 2016 and once at Smash Summit 3. Dreamland is great for Puff, the biggest stage in the game. It allows her to survive for a much longer amount of time than any other stage. The average death percent between 2014 to 2016 here for Hungrybox was 114%. His average stock length, when comparing all 3 years of games, was 54.5 seconds. When we compare Dreamland and Yoshi's story, we can see the difference between the two stages. Hungrybox survives an extra 20% per stock on Dreamland when compared to Yoshi's, and lives an extra 9 seconds. It's not all fun and games for Puff on Dreamland, however. As Armada has proved, a fox that runs away and shoots lasers can turn Dreamland into a nightmare for Puff. Fortunately for Hungrybox, that's just not Mango's style. Final Destination, also known as FD. Over the 3 years, this stage is the second least played out of all 6. Interesting to note, as it is often seen as a good counterpick for Fox, as it removes Jigglypuff's ability to land rests from platforms. In 2014, Mango and Hungrybox played 5 games here, with Hungrybox winning 2 and taking a 40% win rate. 2015 saw 1 game played here, which Hungrybox lost. 2016 saw Mango and Hungrybox meet twice on this stage, where they traded games, winning 1 each. This seemingly strong counterpick is not one that Mango favours. If Mango loses Battlefield, he goes Yoshi's. If he loses Yoshi's, he goes Yoshi's again. He only tends to pick Final Destination when he has one on his preferred counterpicks, Pokemon Stadium and Yoshi's Story. Pokemon Stadium, Mango's other counterpick stage. As well as having the second lowest ceiling in the game, this stage is known for its janky transformations that heavily favour the Fox player. Let's take a look at the numbers. In 2014, Mango and Hungrybox played 1 game here, and Mango won. In 2015, again, they played 1 game, and again, Mango won. In 2016, 7 games were played here. Hungrybox won 5, and Mango 2, leaving Hungrybox with a win rate of 71%. Although on paper this is a strong stage for Fox, in 2016 it seems that Hungrybox has Mango's number on this stage. Winning consistently on Mango's counterpick has allowed Hungrybox to seal his victory at a number of tournaments. On his way to winning their sets at Battle of the Five Gods,
He's having trouble wrapping this up. That's a rest!
Smash Summit 2,
That was possible.
That's it.
Oh
There it is.
my god.
Lower Tier City 4,
But if anyone can do it, it's definitely a Fox player. Definitely
and
Mango. Oh
Evo
my God.
2016.
Mango right now, we talked about how he does not turning around. Oh, there's the wall. That's not the wall.
Hungrybox defeated Mango on Pokemon Stadium. With the exception of Evo 2016, Hungrybox had lost to Mango at Yoshi Story in these tournaments. Winning on Stadium was key to his victory. I think it would be worthwhile for Mango to try taking Hungrybox to Final Destination over this stage in the future. Fountain of Dreams. This is our final stage we will look at, and also the stage that we have the least data on. On paper, this stage should be the second best counterpick for Jigglypuff, with its higher ceiling, admittedly not much higher than other stages, allowing Jigglypuff to survive for slightly longer than on, say, Pokemon Stadium. Despite the fact that this stage is widely considered a good stage for Puff, between 2014 and 2016, only 4 matches were played here. Out of the 4, Hungrybox won each one. That's right, Hungrybox has a 100% win record on Fountain of Dreams between 2014 and 2016 against Mango. In 2014, Hungrybox took Mango here at Get On My Level. In 2015, Hungrybox chose it as his Evo counterpick, likely because as a best of 3, Dreamland was banned. In 2016, during PAX Arena Winners Finals, Hungrybox chose to go there for his Game 5 counterpick. He had already won Battlefield and Dreamland, and lost on Pokemon and Yoshi's. He chose Fountain over the platformless Final Destination. Their final game on Fountain was actually counterpicked by Mango during Smash Summit 3, Game 5. Mango chose to go here over Pokemon Stadium and Final Destination. What we can confer from this is that Hungrybox doesn't like Fountain of Dreams as a counterpick. Granted, this is very little data, but I think it would be in Hungrybox's advantage to counterpick this stage in the future, if only to gather more data. Hungrybox, if you are watching this, this is my advice to you. Play Fountain more, and not just against Mango. Of course, it's entirely possible, and more than likely, that Hungrybox knows something that I don't, and has a reason for not choosing this stage. Looking at these stages, we can see that it is Fox that has the counterpick advantage. Puff players only have one stage heavily in their favour, Dreamland, one that is slightly in their favour, Fountain of Dreams, and one that could be considered even, Final Destination. They have to deal with very disadvantageous stages like Yoshi Story, Pokemon Stadium, and Final Destination. This once again emphasises that winning the first game on Battlefield is so important for Hungrybox in the Mango-Fox matchup. Let's talk about things we can't quantify with stats. I believe that one of the key reasons for Hungrybox's improvement in 2016 was the addition of a coach, Hungrybox's childhood best friend, Lewis, Captain Crunch, Rosales, seen here at EVO 2014. Hungrybox can explain better than I can the effect a coach had on his mindset.
Lewis, my coach, he drove up from Orlando to Jacksonville and stayed with me for a week. And just sat with me and coached me and explained to me and analyzed our matches, because I don't have the ability to analyze, but he does. So he came and we watched our videos, and basically he told me, this is how you're getting beat, this is how you're losing every single time, this is what's happening. And it's just trimming fat, right? Cutting the corners and doing all that. And, you know, he's a coach, and it worked.
Whatever you might think about coaching, it's clear that Hungrybox believes in it. And so does Team Liquid, as they signed Captain Crunch in July 2016. Since then, Crunch has accompanied Hungrybox to a large number of tournaments. Although Hungrybox hasn't taken the crown since EVO, he still had a number of strong finishes, such as 2nd at Smash Summit 3 and 2nd at DreamHack Winter 2016, both times losing to Armada. To conclude, despite a large amount of similarities between the years 2014 to 2016, we can attribute Hungrybox's improvement to a number of factors. His ability to win without relying on rest, the decrease in the number of up-throw up-air combos that Mango is able to land, his ability to win on Mango's counterpick, especially Pokemon Stadium, where he has a positive record over Mango in 2016. Although it's impossible to measure with stats, I believe that Hungrybox's mindset factored into his improved win rate against Mango and other top players in 2016. As well as the addition of Captain Crunch, I also believe Hungrybox's living situation factored into his positive mindset. Here he is again talking about the first half of 2016.
From like February to August, I was living with Ziff and Mike G, two old school players. They're both Peach players, but we were living in a city called Buford, Georgia, which happens to have a very active growing scene. There's a lot of players there who always want to play, and one of the cool things about living there was that, you know, I would come home from work for my 9 to 5, and I would come home and there was always people playing Melee when I came home, and it was a really great feeling. You know, I would just come from work, you know, grab a beer, sit down, and just start playing. And it's like Melee was a very inherent thing. It was just like a very natural thing. I would come home and I would play it constantly every single day for fun, to enjoy it. And I attribute a lot of my success over the summer to that. It's like the fact that I learned to love Melee again, and the fact that it was so natural for me. I was doing it constantly. It became part of my daily routine. And in doing so, the game was always familiar to me. I could go into a tournament and not even warm up that much and end up winning the whole thing.
Please, take everything I've said with a grain of salt. Statistics can't tell the whole story. They can't account for mindsets, hand issues, personal problems, illness, momentum, or the clutch factor. What they can tell us, however, is that these two players are incredibly evenly matched, and any small advantage is one that needs to be taken. 2017 is shaping up to be another fantastic year for both Mango and Hungrybox. Hungrybox has quit his job and is now playing Melee full-time. He'll be looking to replicate the success he had in the first half of 2016. He'll no doubt be hitting the lab with Captain Crunch. He's also planning to change up his neutral game and take more risks with rest. Mango is planning to make 2017 his year, and with a 7-3 positive record over Armada, the world number 1 for 2016, he could do just that. While I was editing this video, it was announced that Daniel Tavokins Lee, Melee statistician and commentator, has joined Cloud9 as Mango's coach. I expect this to improve Mango's game, as Tavokins is well known for his detailed analysis of Melee. This is another reason to expect a fantastic 2017 for Hungrybox, Mango, and Melee. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.